Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Android News Byte. Today, I wanted to talk a little about how the Switch emulation scene has evolved since Nintendo tried to kill it. If you've been following along, you know that it's been quite the roller coaster. Last year, it looked like Nintendo delivered a fatal blow, effectively killing off the two biggest names in the scene, Yuzu and Ryujinx. For a while, it felt like game over. But I'm here today to tell you something absolutely incredible. Switch emulation is not just alive, it's actually thriving. It has evolved in ways I honestly did not see coming, especially on Android. This is the comeback story that Nintendo really didn't want you to see. For those who haven't followed closely, let's rewind a bit. Yuzu and Ryujinx were making massive strides in Switch emulation. Yuzu even dropped an Android version in May 2023, and while it was a novelty at first, things really kicked into high gear with the update that added NCE, aka Native Code Execution. NCE was a game changer, as it allowed Android devices to run some Switch code natively, leading to huge performance jumps. Games that were once slideshows suddenly became playable. It felt like Switch emulation on Android had finally had a real future. But then, in early 2024, Nintendo did what Nintendo does best. They lawyered up. A lawsuit against Yuzu's developers led to a swift settlement and the project's shutdown. Citra, the beloved 3DS emulator from the same team, also vanished in the fallout, and Ryujinx wasn't far behind. By October 2024, it too was gone. Just like that. The two biggest names were dead. The scene was, by all appearances, completely toast. But if there's one thing the emulation community is, it's resilient. It didn't take long for Yuzu forks to start popping up. Initially, many of them were just copies, but then came Citron, the first fork that actually offered new features, better compatibility, and real performance games. For the first time in months, it felt like the scene was moving forward again. But this victory did not last long though, and out of Citron's ashes came Eden, a brand new fork built by many of the same talented developers, but with a clearer vision and a fresh step forward, away from the drama that had been building. Eden is definitely still in its early days, with its first public build dropping less than 2 months ago, but it's already quite ambitious. The devs are talking about some big ideas for performance tweaks, UI improvements, and even more features. It's truly the most exciting Switch emulation project that I've seen since Yuzu's heyday. No matter which Yuzu fork you choose, a huge part of the performance gains and bug fixes still comes down to the Turnip Drivers. These unofficial, community-built GPU drivers are a labor of love, and they've steadily improved over the years as well. Pick the right one, and you can squeeze out frame rates that even the original Switch hardware might envy. Meanwhile, a new challenger appeared from a different corner, Kenji NX. Built on Ryujinx codebase, it trades raw performance for accuracy. So, on older phones, that might not work out at all. But if you've got a powerhouse like a Snapdragon 8 Elite, then it's a whole other story entirely. The more brute power your phone has, the better Kenji runs, making it feel like an emulator of the future. And here's the ultimate irony. The Nintendo Switch 2 launch actually helped boost emulator performance. Right before its release, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game got a massive update that converted its Wii U era 32-bit code to 64-bit. And that tiny change doubled the average frame rate on Android emulators, all thanks to better compatibility with the NCE layer. Now, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, legality. Nintendo has begrudgingly admitted that emulation itself is legal. However, they are not happy if you are playing Switch games anywhere other than an official cartridge on a real Switch. They've even started bricking Switch 2 consoles that so much as touch a flash card. Their message is loud and clear. Do not mess with their hardware. But fortunately, developers have learned from the Yuzu takedown. So far, modern emulators have been able to steer clear of copyrighted files entirely. So this means that you're going to need to bring your own firmware, keys, and games, ideally dumped from your own modded Switch, as this shifts the legal responsibility directly to the user. Something that honestly should have been done from the start. And despite Nintendo's best efforts to wipe it all off the map, all they've really done is push the scene to decentralize and evolve. In a post-Yuzu world, Switch emulator development is more fragmented, but it's also more resilient, more legal savvy, and arguably better than ever before. I can't believe how far we've come. The Switch emulation scene, especially on Android, is a testament to the power of the community and innovation. But I want to know what you think about the state of Switch emulation today. Have you tried Cytron or Eden? What about Kenji NX? Let me know your experience down in the comments section below. And if you are amazed by this comeback story, please hit that like button down below to help spread the word, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the Android emulation scene. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you here tomorrow.